How's it going, guys? It's Doc. Friday is going to be a huge day for the markets. We're going to talk about this in this video. We're going to break it all down for you. As you guys are coming in, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit follow, hit all the buttons, do all the thing. We're going to get right into it. Friday, depending on when you're watching this, tomorrow or earlier this morning is going to be a huge day for both stocks and crypto. We're going to break all that down, and then we're going to finish the video with Bitcoin. We're not going to waste any time. We're just going to jump right into it. So I posted this just a day or two ago. I said that Friday, January 9th, is going to be huge. We get both unemployment data, that's at 8:30 in the morning, and then we also get non-farm payrolls as well. There's also a huge piece of news, the Trump tariffs, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. So the first thing that we need to look at is here's what I'm expecting for the unemployment data tomorrow. So 8:30 tomorrow, Friday morning, Eastern Standard Time, unemployment has right now, it's been in an uptrend since Q1 of 2023. And although this is historically low, the rate at which it's increasing is very alarming. So you can see right here, pretty much since Q1 of 2023, the unemployment rate was right around 3.4, 3.6, kind of depends on when you chop it up. And right now it's gone all the way up to 4.6. We're going to talk about why, in my opinion, that is alarming. The big thing is that every time the unemployment rate has risen 1%, and we just showed that it's done that, right? Right now, it's 4.6%. And within the last 2 or so years, we were at 3.6. So there has been a net increase of at least 1%. And every time that has happened, a recession has followed 100% of the time since the 1950s. I'm going to say that again. Unemployment was 3.6% in 2023, and now it is 4.6%. And every time that the unemployment rate has risen 1%, a recession has followed 100% of the time since the 1950s. Okay. And you can see that here. This is the unemployment rate, and these shaded regions, these are recessions. Okay. So the real question becomes, will Fed Powell, is he going to be able to stick this soft landing, right? Because right now it's a balance between lowering interest rates while also keeping inflation low, right? So should unemployment rise this Friday, every media news source, they're going to be talking about recession fears, right? And a lot of the reasons that they're going to be talking about recession fears is because of this exact rule right here, right? We are going to show the unemployment rate rising or increasing at an alarming rate. So I'm telling you right now, if unemployment rate comes in at 4.7 on Friday morning, every news source, including Twitter, they're going to be talking about recession fears. So that's my thesis on the unemployment rate. And as you can see, this is a chart that we just looked at. Most recently, right, we were at 4.6%. And again, I'm trying not to beat a dead horse, but in April of 2023, we're at 3.4%. So you can see we've had this increase. Now, that's the big news source that's coming out tomorrow, or data source rather. The big news source is the Trump tariffs. And Polymarket is estimating that there's a 78% chance that the Supreme Court will rule President Trump's tariffs illegal on Friday. So this could have a couple different effects, right? One part is that the Supreme Court, they could force Trump to return over $130 billion in tariff revenue. For those that don't know, Trump was flirting with the idea of giving U.S. citizens tariff relief funds, thus allegedly making it more difficult for the Supreme Court to claw back that money. So this could be interpreted as a couple ways. The first way is it can be interpreted as, oh gosh, this is more chaos for the market, and as a result, markets could fall. Also, this could be interpreted the other ways. Tariffs are gone. They've been deemed unconstitutional. And because of that, we now have more certainty in the market. Okay. So markets right now, they're bracing for this. They don't know which expectation that's going to happen. Me personally, if tariffs are clawed back, I think this could actually be a bullish catalyst for the market because it would seed certainty into the market. And we know if markets love anything, it is certainty. I have an MBA with a concentration in finance, and I can tell you in almost all markets, they pay dividends to something that is predictable and can be repeatable. Okay, so we're going to slightly transition to Bitcoin. I just want to give a really quick update on it. Right now, Bitcoin's sitting at 91,000. Right now, we're looking at the weekly view, and you can see, actually, I'm going to switch this to the daily view because I think it's a little bit better. You can see not long ago, quite literally just a couple days ago, we were at 94,000, flirting with 95,000. Right now, we're currently below the bull market support band, which consists of the 20-week and 21-week moving averages, and we're below that, right? So the real question is, are we going to go up and flirt with the bull market support band, or are we going to fall down? I drew this green line here because there is a little bit of chop consolidation in the high 80s. We're going to talk about the high 80s again here in just a second. You can see that Ted Pillows, he tweeted that over $230 billion in Bitcoin and over $80 billion in ETH went to Coinbase today. And this can be interpreted as when large when large ETFs send funds to centralized exchanges, it could be because they are preparing to sell. So Ted is asking the question, are these ETFs going to unload more Bitcoin and Ethereum to reflect the holders' sentiment? I want to end on this, or one of the last things I want to talk about. This is Benjamin Cohen's website, Into the Cryptoverse, and he assigns risk metrics to Bitcoin. The risk metric ranges anywhere from 0.0 to 1.0, and it's one way to gauge overall risk in the market. Currently, the risk right now, it sits about a 0.41, okay? 0.41, and you can see that right here. Historically, Bitcoin in the bear markets has fallen below 2. So you can see my cursor right here on the right side of the screen. You can see in June of 2022, we hit 0.15. You can also see again here in 2019, we hit 0.11. And just for context, I want to give you a correlation of what this risk metric would relate to in today's price. So for example, a risk value of 0.2 would correlate to roughly a $50,000 Bitcoin. Now, a correlation of 0.15 would correlate to a Bitcoin price of 44,000. Now, obviously, this is not the law, and just because this happened in the past, it does not mean that history needs to repeat itself. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't give you financial advice. This is not financial advice, but this is one tool that you could potentially use to try to time your DCA or dynamic DCA buys in. For those who don't know, I am currently DCAing Bitcoin, but as the price continues to fall farther, I will increase my buys dramatically. So if Bitcoin were to fall into the 70s, my buys would increase. If we're to fall into the 60s, they would increase very much more. And if we fell into the $50,000 range, I would be quite literally backing the truck up and buying as much Bitcoin as I could, both spot and on long call options with MicroStrategy and IBIT. More on that in the future. Let's just cross that bridge if we get there. Finally, Ash Crypto is tweeting that Bitcoin filled its one CME gap, and you can see that was right here. This was right around 89,000, and there's another one at this $88,000 level. So we all know that CME gaps, they're not gospel, but they historically do get filled. So if we look at this on a larger picture, you can see 88,000 to 89,000, there is a CME gap. And if we go back to our price right here, that would correlate to roughly this green line. That's why I drew that there. So there's a lot going on here. We talked a little bit about what to expect on Friday with both the unemployment data and the large Trump tariff news and how that is going to impact both stocks and Bitcoin. Again, my take home is if the tariffs get clawed back, I do think within the next week or two, that would be bullish for markets. So if you guys got any value out of this, consider hitting the like button, retweeting, subscribe, doing all the things, and I'll see you guys on my